Welcome to Can Angels Fly? I'm Nancy, and today I'm here to talk about our Great American Eclipse. There's no script for this video, so of course it's going to be a little rocky, but I ask you to ride the wave with me. What do I want to talk about in relationship to our Great American Eclipse? Well, it is about how I know 100% that there were thousands and thousands of people that had their cell phones out, taking pictures, video recording, and how it's not alarming to anyone that or about what they saw. Yes, I know. There are videos here on YouTube where people are throwing out theories that the eclipse was fake, that the sun had nothing to do with the eclipse. And I agree, but it's something in particular I'm talking about. I'll make it clear in a moment. I've viewed pictures and images of that solar eclipse that shows the corona, the ring, the diamond ring in the sky. That's not what I saw. That's not what I experienced. And it could be because of my perspective. I live in Michigan. So my perspective was not that of the immediate track in which the eclipse happened across the United States, the country, where they should have experienced complete darkness early in the day or in the middle of the day. No, I, from my perspective in Michigan, just experienced a dimming of our day's light, but I can't even say I didn't see the eclipse. I'm going to explain. What you are about to see is an image that I put into a video called "This Heat Ain't Natural, You're Being Microwaved." You can find that video above right here. Or if I can't put the link there, because YouTube is changing. They tear my behind up. And this is real relaxed video, so I just want to have a discussion with you. Anybody that wants to have a discussion with me. So if I can't get it above, because like I said, YouTube is going through a lot of changes, then near the end, there'll be a card or a link to that video. I ask you to watch it if you have time. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Anyway, so what you're about to see, the next image, is the images that I interjected into that particular video I'm talking about, called "This Heat Ain't Natural, You're Being Microwaved." Okay, now that you've taken a look at that image, I'm going to explain what you see. And I'm going to explain how I ended up getting that particular image, what led me to take it. And then I'll go into the eclipse, our current eclipse, recent eclipse. That image that you just saw, I took about 2 years ago as I prepared to make the video called "This Heat Ain't Natural, You're Being Microwaved." And I took it because 3 years or 4 years prior, it was back in, I think, 2011, it got real hot and unusual hot. And I told my kids, I said, I'm going to die from this heat. This is not natural. And so I had them set me up in the basement with every cooling device I had. It didn't work. I lost partial sight in my right eye. Okay. About 2 years later, which would make it about 2013, I felt that heat again. I was like, oh my God. That's the heat. That's the heat. Hold on. Let me go back the year before. So that was 2011, 2012. I kept getting real bad sunburn. And I was like, this is not natural. I am being burnt. I could feel that I was being cooked. So all these little things or big things were happening that kept saying something wrong. I lost my partial sight in my right eye. Then I was being sunburned severely. Even when I was completely covered with denim, socks, shoes, I was being burnt. So in 2013, I felt the heat again. I think it was 2013 or 14. I felt that funny heat. I was like, uh-oh. And I said, I'm going outside. Just top of my head, I'm going outside and I'm going to record it with my cell phone. And I did. And I found that what you saw on the image. So I'm going to show it to you again right now. Okay. You've reflected upon the image again. What did you just see? That was my cell phone. I took the cell phone and I adjusted the different color effects. I recorded the sun, took pictures of the sun, which you're seeing as a picture, of course. And so you see the actual sun and the rays shooting out. But you also see something that looks like a satellite dish, a cup. Why is everybody so loud in the middle of the night? I'm not cutting that out. It just irritates me. And that cup or satellite at the bottom of the sun is what grabbed my interest. Like, what is that? And in the middle of that cup is a circle. And from that circle is a beam or a laser blasting out. So after I saw that, I continued to do some research. And I've been researching. What has my research consisted of? My cell phone, me, changing the color exposures, narrating to myself the date, time, what I'm feeling, how it's affecting me, et cetera, et cetera. And I've been doing it for years now, about 4 or 5 years, even doing this current or recent solar eclipse. But let me go back to the past. So I want you to really pay attention to the cup or dish in which there's a circle with a laser pointing out. Take a look at it one more time. Now, that cup or dish with the circle, with a laser coming out of it, I noticed during the course of my research that I could tell when that laser was directed toward me. And how did I figure that out? When I would go out and record or take pictures of the video, but recording for this part, I would be sitting outside, and it didn't have to be real hot outside, nice day. Other days it was hot. But I would be sitting outside like, oh my God, it's so hot. I'm going in. I got to stop this while I'm recording. And I'm just talking to myself. That's why I began to narrate to myself. I was like, oh Lord, it's hot. I got to go in the house. It's too hot. And it's, it's cooling off. It's cooling off. It's cooling off. I'm going to be okay. Okay, go ahead. Finish doing what you're doing, Nancy. A few minutes later, oh my God, it's hot. I got to go in. So I would go back and forth till I just would run in the house. At the time that I'm recording, I couldn't see what I was recording. You know how you can't see your phone, and plus I was trying to record. I was recording the sun, so I couldn't see. So it would take, I couldn't see what I was recording until I came in the house. And I saw a correlation, recognized the correlation, and the correlation was, as I was recording the sun, I was filling that cup or that disc with the circle in the middle of it with the ray shooting out, oscillating back and forth. When it oscillated in my direction right above me and pointed over my area, I would get this intense heat. When it would oscillate away, that's when I was saying in the video, holy, it's cooling off, it's cooling off. But again, remember, I couldn't see what I was recording. This was after the fact. Another thing that I recognized during that time, and if you look at the pictures that I just showed and the pictures I'm going to show about this current or recent eclipse, is that there are other circles or ovals around the sun. Depending on what color exposure I use, change the color of those other circles. Those other circles, what I realized in the past years, because I kept researching it, remember, is that they were all disc or cups or whatever you want to call them, disc, and dishes with a hole in a circle in the middle with a laser pointing out. They were all oscillating. Each one was over a particular direction, and it oscillated so far and went back. All of them moving simultaneously. How did I see that? Because during my research over the years, I would move from area to area, and I get kind of different angles that would kind of show or reveal these other dishes, and they were oscillating. But the one I could see the clearest was the one that was programmed or whatever to oscillate in my direction toward my location. So now let's talk. Oh, and what I really want to point out, why I brought that up, about that stuff, all that stuff I've been doing for the last, this 2017, for the last 4 or 5 years, is because of the circle in the middle of the dish. Since 2011, 12, whenever I first did that. Oh, well, 12, 13, something like that. 2013. Because I went through all those little experiences that had me concerned. Like, I'm burning, I'm losing my sight, and I could feel the heat, strange heat. And I knew it was affecting me. When I took those original images, and there was some more that I ended up losing, lost my phone. But anyway, in the middle of that dish, the central point was circle. I could see it clear as day. I could also see the circle on the other dishes, but not as clear as the one, again, directly over me. Now, take a look at the images from our Great American Eclipse on August 21st, 2017. Remember, I am in Michigan, and our part of the eclipse occurred around 2:30 in the afternoon. Take a look.
I flip the laptop to the side just to see what I can see. If I can see. I hope this awesome rainbow is coming through. Oh, I know I'm tired. The grand X in the sky? Is that what it is? It's set up to shaking so bad I can't make it be still.
Now that you've taken a look at that image, can you identify the difference? So right now, what I'm about to do is add the old one, the old image, and the new image. Can you identify the difference? Did you get it? Did you get it? What I saw during the solar eclipse was almost like I experienced in the past years, with one major difference. That circle that was the center of the disk in which the lasers shot out of, it was no longer a circle. Now it was like a crescent moon. Ah, that suggests to me that our solar eclipse wasn't natural. I do believe it's man-made. Plus, we need to account for that disk, satellite, whatever it is, being there in the image that I've showed you, past and present, as well as the little other circles or ovals around what's supposed to be our sun. Now here's another image. And at this time, I'm going to show you, I'm going to try anyway. I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm going to show you the original, and then I'm going to follow it up with that same image circling what I've been talking about the satellite, the crescent moon, and the circles, ovals around the circles, ovals around the sun that I say oscillate. So take a picture. Look at the picture. Now that you've seen that, don't you find that quite strange? And I find it strange that all the people that had their cameras out taking pictures, video recording, nobody has said anything about it. Since I first saw it some years back, I keep showing it to people, and people just don't seem to care. It's not piquing their curiosity. Something's wrong. Something is wrong. And I'm not talking about just wrong because it is obvious that the government, scientists, somebody is creating artificial astrological events. It is strange that these folks, the government, scientists, whoever, are controlling our weather. People talk about it all the time. And here's the evidence. But nobody is curious. I mean, seriously, that's deep to me. It's our response. It's our lack of, again, curiosity or concern about what's taking place. We are being bamboozled once again, and we who? Humanity, need to figure out what is the purpose of them doing it. I originally believed that what I saw was a way to control humanity. Control the weather, you can control the people. You make it so hot, if anybody wanted to rebel or what's the word, revolt, to turn the heat up. Just freeze them to death, so originally. And that's probably what it's really about. But it is that they changed the filter. That's the one that got me tripping. I expected to see that again, but I did not expect to see the circle be changed to a crescent moon. So again, that points to me that they're able to change filters in and out. Now, at this time, I'm going to tell you the experience I had. I know this is probably an individual experience, an isolated, maybe for me, experience I had during this solar eclipse. I saw some amazing stuff. I started like 15 minutes before the actual solar eclipse happened. I started taking pictures with my cell phone. It was almost dead when I started because I wasn't even going to go out and partake in it, but I'm curious, amateur astrologer and stuff, so I had to go. I had to go out. As I was out taking pictures, I noticed this. Isn't that something? You say, you notice this? What, all them clouds? Yes. Just prior to the solar eclipse, the sky was totally clear. Totally. I mean, with the exception of the sun, of course. And then just prior to the solar eclipse, all of a sudden, all of these clouds came out of nowhere. Thought that was pretty unusual. You know how you look up in the sky and you see the sun? It's the sun. Okay. Once those clouds just appeared, the sun all of a sudden looked really, really huge. Really, really huge. Okay. Well, I go ahead and I continue to snap pictures. I watched the clouds not move along in the sky, but appear, disappear. Another type of cloud would come and appear and then disappear. And it continued on. Then the time came for the solar eclipse around 2:30 in the afternoon. I didn't buy any special glasses. I had some fabulous sunglasses from the Dollar Tree. Pitch black. So I put those on. At that time, my phone died. So I ran and got my laptop, this laptop, and I took it outside. And I began to record. My daughter took some pictures. We never got a picture, like I've seen, of the corona, where the moon has almost blacked the sun out. We didn't get that. Neither did we successfully take any pictures that show a crescent moon. But I will say this. We did visually see that crescent moon, or what is it, three-fourths of the moon, of the sun was covered by the moon. As I said, I had my little fabulous dollar store glasses on. So I had them on, they're pitch black. And I looked up, held my hand like this, like a half a viewfinder, and boom, I could see it. was like, wow. So my daughter had on my other pair of glasses. We standing there and we could see it. We could see that 2/3. I'm sorry, 2/3 of the moon of the sun. 2/3 of the sun was covered, and by the moon. So the little black part of the moon and the little sun, the crescent sun. We could see that. Interesting. It was interesting. Not only could we see that, but around the sun, and as I said, the clouds appearing and disappearing, appearing again and disappearing. They weren't sailing off into the distance, just they kept appearing and disappearing. Okay. Well, as I stood there, I could also see like this rainbowish coloration around the sun and I guess the moon. Oh, it was beautiful. It was really beautiful. I was like, oh, okay. But then and the colors, I guess as the moon progressed, the colors, rather than being like a rainbowish color, all blended, like the 1960s color, it would just become yellowish, a bright yellow around the rim of the clouds, or a bright pink, or, so it was changing, almost like a color show. Anyway, I got tired of standing there, holding my hand up. I was like, forget it. I said, I'm going to just adjust my laptop to look at the sky. What did I get? Nothing really. Nothing. Somewhere along the way, maybe I'll show something. How about right now? Okay. As you see, that was much of nothing. I didn't have my camera positioned quite right, but it does show a lot of clouds and different stuff. So now I want to talk a little bit more about what I did see that was not captured on my phone via taking a picture or recording. Neither was it recorded by my laptop. But I did see something truly amazing, and I hope I can describe it. During the solar eclipse, I sat outside with my laptop with the screen leaned back so it could film the sky. Again, it wasn't positioned well where I had a clear perspective of the eclipse. But I'm thinking that I am recording it because I could see clearly on the screen an image. And I'm going to talk about the image in a minute. But what my camera was actually filming was this.
My boss.
As you see, once again, it wasn't much of anything, but okay. But what I got to see was on this screen to my laptop. Let me use my phone maybe. Hopefully I won't turn it on. You see how the screen is black, and now you can see me on the camera on the black screen. So now my laptop was on, so it was recording. As you just seen in the previous couple of videos or pictures, the laptop was on, it was functioning, it was recording. It picked up a lot of clouds and a little other things. Okay, so I'm going to show you once again what my laptop is picking up. But my black screen You know, even though, again, my laptop was filming, recording, and the image, like you see me here, was clear and but I can't see it. You know, the sunshine. I'm trying to explain. We know that this laptop screen is still made like this, and therefore it picks up a reflection. The screen on my laptop picked up a whole nother experience. I haven't seen anybody talk about it, and all I can do is explain what I saw because I don't have any images. It didn't record it. So imagine the solar eclipse is happening. The focus of the event is the sun. The moon's going over the sun. As I looked, pierced up into my screen, trying to see what I was recording, but I couldn't see it clearly, I ended up seeing something else. The sun is the central point, was black. Ooh, it was black. Okay. I'm going to show you this particular image I took with my phone before it went dead. Now, you see that image. That image, I'm going to show it again one more time. That image looked like a black hole. Now, does it or don't it? I'm going to show it one more time. Yes, it looked like a black hole. Now, the reason why it's that color, because remember I said I changed the color effects. So I'm running around changing the color effects. I changed every last one I had. And when I went back to view my images, I'm looking like, that looked like a black hole. Okay. I'm telling you, I saw some strange stuff. So, okay. From that black hole, which it didn't look like a black hole when I'm looking at my computer screen as a black screen, not recording, just as a black screen, like my cell phone, right? Okay. The sun is the central figure. It was black. And then there was literally an X, just like this, across my screen with the sun as the center. The sun was black. It wasn't yellow. It wasn't hot. It wasn't white hot. It wasn't glowing. It was white. White. And yes, there were the rays coming out, and the rays were white, rays. But it was white. White, like just white, hot white. And from that, it was X. And the X was, check out this little arc diagram I tried to create. What you see is a picture I took, and I just kind of went in with the little drawing effect to put color in it, but check out the little crazy image. Now, that you looked at the X that I saw on the black screen of my laptop as I was viewing it, sitting out there recording, and I could see it, was this X. And the X went from, now we know the sky don't have a corner here, nor a corner there, nor a corner here, and a corner there. Well, via this computer, it had a corner here, the sky, a corner there, a corner there, and a corner there. And the X went from this corner to that corner. From this corner to that corner. And in the center was a black, it was black. I told y'all it was white. It was black, I'm sorry. I was talking about it was white because I'm going from image to image. In the center, it was black. Wasn't no sun, wasn't no white, wasn't no light. When I talk about the bright, I'm going to shut now. it was so much going on. Now, look at this picture where I'm talking about it was white. The sun was white. Okay. Now, what I'm explaining about the X in the sky and the black screen of the computer has nothing to do with that particular image where the sun was white. So now let me get back to this X, because the X was what another interesting thing. The center was black. This is what I seen with my own eyes on this computer while I was recording, but it picked it up like the black screen. At the time, I'm thinking that I'm gonna come in the house and view this. I was hoping it was recording. It did not record it. It just showed on the black screen. Anyway, the sun, the central figure, was black, completely black. Now, mind you, I sat outside for about 24 minutes, something like that. So I didn't get right up. So I'm watching because I'm trying to see this eclipse move over the sun. It never did. And I never saw that. I did see, what is it, like 2/3 of the sun covered by the moon. I did see that. When I was doing like this with my cool Dollar Tree sunglasses on, I saw that. Back to the X in the sky. I'm looking at my laptop. The center was completely black. There was an X that went across the sky from this corner of the sky to this corner of the sky, from this corner to the sky to this corner of the sky. And let's see, the sun, let's say, was this chapstick top. Why not? I'm just relaxing, making this video. Talking to whoever listened to me talk. It's been so many years of interesting things. I finally found YouTube so that I can share. So this is to whoever will listen. The sun was like this, just like that. In the sky, when I was looking at my computer screen outside, thinking that it's filming what I see. I was hoping that it was filming what I was seeing was black. An X went from corner to corner of the sky. I didn't even know the sky had corners. Okay. This circle here, although black, right here represents the sun. Now, you got to stay with me. The whole sun here is black. I'm going to use the other side now. This line here that went from this corner to this corner. From the sun, it was another circle. They were overlapping. They were overlapping. Like this. Can you see this? Overlapping like that. Of course, it was nice, neat, perfect. It was perfect. If I did, it was perfect. They were perfect all the way across the sky, central part, sun. These circles that actually look like, say for instance, whatever those circles were, let's say it was the moon. This is the sun in the middle. Okay. Let's say this was the moon coming across the sun. And as it moved or transited to cross the sun, of course, that would be at a diagonal, but okay. As it moved, the path and the movement was marked in the sky by these little circles. And it never faded. It was like all circles, and they were perfectly aligned, and they were perfect circles, overlapping circles. Like you could watch it, say for instance, you see the airplane move and the fumes and jets come out. and it's left behind. Well, it was like that. All those circles, perfect symmetry, straight across, not curving out, straight like X. Another thing about these circles, it was a rainbow. This center was black. The sun was black. Now I'm going between my sunglasses and this and seeing this 2/3 of the sun covered by the moon, a crescent-like look. Okay, so the sun looked like it was a crescent sun. Okay. So anyway, these circles, except for here, they stayed black. But from here to you get here, where the heck my marker go? And then the progression kept on across. Okay, this act like all that's filled in. So it's like you could see the movement. And I would say that the movement was like from center out. So, but it was all going across. And it was rainbow colored. That's my little crazy look drawing, this one. Yeah, that'll show that one. Okay, well, it was like that. All the colors of the rainbow all blended in, transitioning from one color to the next. You know how the spectrum go. And then over here, equal. It was all equal, all symmetry, perfect. Not only was it that way, remember I told you I didn't even know they say four corners of the sky, north, south, east, and west. Okay, well, I saw that. Oh, they got a cover, got an overlap. They overlapped. It was perfect. All the circles was the same. So now we got them spilling out this way perfectly, that way perfectly, that way perfectly, that way perfectly, and the center was black. Right in here was very, very light, but you can still clearly see the circles. But say invisible circles, but not invisible. You know, the outline was there, little outline color, and then poof, bunch of color, poof, bunch of color, poof, bunch of color, poof, bunch of color, completely black, completely black. It was a big, huge X in the middle of the sky. Now check it out. I want you to look at this picture one more time and I'm going to tell you what it seems like I saw. This picture. Okay. Now, after looking at that picture again, this is what I think I saw. Remember, this was black on my screen. The picture you just looked at, it was black. And if you look at it, it was sucking in. Look one more time and look at the lines or the, what would you call them? The, like, pleats. They're coming in. You can tell when something's coming out. It looks like it's being drawn in. Okay, look at it. Okay, now let's just see that. You can see where around it, even though the color, because remember I was changing the exposures to see what I get, it was drawing in, and you can see because it curves in. It goes down into that. That's how you know it's going in, because it curves in. It curves, like this line, it curves in. You can tell when something's going in now. Okay, here go the picture one more time. Okay, it curves in. You see the black hole? Remember, I said up in here, although it was like invisible, but it wasn't invisible. I could see yet the circles continue. Like I said, it was like something was moving so fast that you couldn't see it. Okay, it's moving so fast you couldn't see it. But you can see it, the outline of it, the energy that it's moving. And the energy, you know, our car be driving. Whenever we make a little car, we make the little lines back here because the car going so fast, that symbolize fast. Well, that's me. It was showing fast. Fast. So right in here was showing, all of this was showing fast. Fast. Light, with the speed of light, fast. That's what the X was showing with the rainbow colors. Here, though, it was like invisible, but you could still see. It was more like transparent, I'll say, more transparent. But you could still see clearly that this was a continuous stream of energy being pulled in to this black hole that was our sun, the picture you just saw. Only thing that's changed is the exposures on my cell phone, the color effects rather, on my cell phone. Pulling it in. And remember I said all these here, were all, it was color. It was like this much might have been the more transparent, but the rest of this was rainbow color. And it stretched to one corner of the sky this way, the other corner of the sky this way, and this way color. It was a rainbow. And what that says to me is that was a black hole. And as it drew the colors of our spectrum, something was drawing the colors of our reality, of our matrix, of our color spectrum. It was absorbing it into this black hole. That's why as it got closer from each direction, it disappeared. Now, just like I said in that video that I want you to go watch, when I was fussing about the heat not being natural, because I'm talking about this heat ain't natural, we're being microwaved, or you're being microwaved, whatever I named it, this ain't no conspiracy theory. Tell me if you, or what you saw during the solar eclipse. I just wanted to share, because that was an interesting experience. I saw different things, that I didn't think I was going to see, that I wish I could have recorded. But all I can do is try to explain or share what I saw from my somewhat frantic and confused perspective. But then I'm not really confused. This place ain't what we think it is. Anyway, share what you saw during the eclipse. Did you take any pictures? Did you do any recordings? Did you see a corona? What is a corona? What is not a corona? The beer. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Tell me, what did you see? And what do you think that satellite dish is? Once it was a circle. Now it's a crescent moon. Well, it wasn't a crescent moon. It was the crescent sun that I saw, because the moon had it covered up by 2/3 of it. Then what about the colors that my black screen picked up? My computer, the black screen picked up. Anyway, something's going on. But anyway, I ain't gonna keep you no more. Thank you for coming to Can Angels Fly. Until next time, bye.